ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठभूतले प्रभुपाद की प्रिय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने शिवभक्तराधारास बिहारिभ्यं भक्तिवेदांतस्वामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठभूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्। So we are reading Shrimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 26, The Hellish Planets. So we are on text 11, is it? Text 11. ये त्वेहा यथैवामुना विहिंसितः जन्तवः परत्रायमायतानाम् उपागतं तयेवारुरावो भूत्वा तथा तमेव विहिंसन्ते तस्मात् रौरवमित्याहुरुरिति सर्पादति क्रूरा satvasya padeshaha. In this life and an envious person commits violent acts against many living entities. Therefore, after his death, when he is taken to hell by Yamaraj, those living entities who were hurt by him appear as animals called rurus to inflict very severe pain upon him. Learned scholars call this hell Raurava. Not generally seen in this world, the ruru is more envious than a snake. So actually all this punishment is happening in the subtle body. We read earlier, Yatana Sharif. So that we read, no? It's not going the gross body. Punishment is not, yeah. Yes. Yatna Sharif. Okay, so you know. So at the time of death, so the Yamadut immediately, so we read some verse earlier. As soon as the sinful person dies, immediately the Yamadut come. Actually, we'll read the next canto, right? How the Yamadut come and pull out that soul, right? So then he goes to Pitrilok. That Atma goes to Pitrilok. And in Pitrilok, Yamaraj, he will decide, right, where that person will go, which hell he will. Severe, most severe, and most severe. So severe are those sinful activities that we do out of madness, right? Most severe are those who are able to distinguish between good and bad, still they do it, right? And most severe are those who are atheists, who deny completely the existence of any supreme controller or authority. So they get the most severe punishment. So Dharmaraj, so Yamaraj and Dharmaraj, they're actually the same personality. But Dharmaraj, he's doing justice. So as far as I understand, that everybody goes for his Pitrilok. And there, so if we are pious, then Dharmaraj will give the justice and allocate the place, next destination. And for those who are sinful, then he's Yam, right? Danda. So there's punishment, is Yamaraj. And for devotees, proper devotees, they are just let out. They don't go to Pitrilok. They don't go to Pitrilok. You don't have to. You don't have to go to Pitrilok. I remember Bhakti Swami actually explaining that to us. I said that when you die, because it's already decided, right? Because devotees, if they don't go back home, back to Godhead, automatically their place is selected in one of the upper planetary systems, right? So they don't have to go through all that circus.
When Yamraj and Dharmaraj are both same person,
yes.
Then how Yamraj takes another position?
Sorry?
Dharmaraj takes another position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yamraj decides before Dharmaraj decides.
No, it's the same personality. Dharmaraj and Yamaraj are the same personality, but he's acting differently. If a pious soul will come to him, right, he will judge, okay, so much sin you have committed, so much you are going to get. So much good you have committed, you have done, you will get this much. You remember the lizard, King Nriga, right? So he did pious and sinful both. Right, so he had to go to Yamaraj. So judgment has to be done. Okay, you dharmic, so you should get this. Choose which one you want first: hell, hellish body, or you want, Prabhupada, or go to heaven. He said, "Let me finish off all this suffering, then I can enjoy for a long time." And Prabhupada said, actually, he should have chosen heaven first because you have opportunity to improve. Right? And you don't have to see hell. But this idea, enjoyment, let me suffer now a little bit, but I can enjoy more. Yeah. Buddhi not proper, right? Buddhi not proper, so Prabhupada had to tell us which one is better, right? Just see how much we are our own enemies. Choice is given to us, right?
Ignorance.
Yeah, yes. But the amazing thing that he was a dharmic king. He was giving charity to the brahmanas. So it's so risky, this karmakand. When you do karmakand, somehow it's see, we read earlier, you're good, but you have to go down to hell. And that's what happened to King Griga. Right? He became a lizard. But Krishna, uh, I think it's the Gopas or the Gopis, I don't know, saw the Gopas, grandsons of Krishna, saw that, the grandson, saw that lizard.
Went for a picnic and
They saw. So his good fortune also, meaning his good deeds actually bear the fruits. He gave and took away. That was his. He didn't take away. He by mistake. It happened by mistake. It was not at all his intention. But he got the reaction for it. Why? Because two brahmanas were fighting over what he had given. Right? Meaning they are also not very advanced, right? So you see how difficult it is.
he said that he donated more counts than the atoms in the so much. And then
वो तो एक गाय एक उसमें चली गई थी उसके
हाँ,
वजह से गाँव
yeah,
दूसरे के पास चली गई वो दान में दिया और वो उसके पास आई बोलते मेरी गाँव उसने उसको श्राप दिया
yeah. You have to be very careful, right? It happened to us also, right? Because why? Because the mind is chanchal, right? You give something and then, no, should I give or should I not give? Go back and forth. So that's how he got caught, right? I don't know how it happened, but risky. All right. So this Ruru is ati krura than even a sarpa. More vicious than a snake. According to Sridhar Swami, the Ruru is also known as the Bhara Shringa. Ati krurasya Bhara Shringakhya Satvasya Appadesha Samgya. Srila Jiva Goswami confirmed this in his Sandarbha. Ruru Shabdasya Swayam Muninaiva Tika Vidhanal Lokeshva Prasidha Evayam Jantu Visheshaha. Thus, all the Rurus are not seen in this world. Their existence is confirmed in the Shastras. All right. You remember how Krishna's mother, Yashoda, wanted to frighten Krishna, right? Something, right?
that place is also where
Babulavan, I think it's. So she created something, right? And then it appeared. Text 12. एवमेव महारारवो यत्र निपतितं पुरुषं क्रव्याधा नाम क्रूरवस्थां क्रव्येन घतायन्ति यः केवलं देहं भरः. Punishment in the hell called Maharaurava is compulsory for a person who maintains his own body by hurting others. In this hell, Ruru animals known as Kravyadha torment him and eat his flesh. That's why especially business people, right? How much sinful activity they do, and improper administrators also, those Kshatriyas, right? How much atrocities they do, right? And here's the hell waiting for them. Like, I think of how this politician Prabhupada spoke about it in Bengal, what they did to make people enroll to go for this war. They created an artificial famine in Bengal. I don't know whether we were born at that time. We have taken many births. We don't know whether we have experienced all this, right? An artificial famine. Punishment in the hell called Maharorava is compulsory for a person who maintains his own body by hurting others. In this hell, Ruru animals known as Kravyad torment him and eat his flesh. In purport, the animalistic person who lives simply in the bodily concept of life is not excused. He is put into the hell known as Maharorava and attacked by Ruru animals known as Kravyadas. Text 13. Yastvi hava ugra pashun pakshino va pranata uparandhayatitam apakarunam purushaderapi vigarhitam amutra yamanucharaha kumbhipake taptakele uparandhayanti. For the maintenance of their bodies and the satisfaction of their tongues, cruel persons cook poor animals and birds alive. Such persons are condemned even by meat eaters, man-eaters or rakshasas. In their next lives, they are carried by the Yamdutas to the hell known as Kumbhipaka, where they are cooked in boiling oil. The other day I was just going past somewhere, before we come to the temple, that Irla side, when you come this way. I saw one shop and I saw big fish, all types of, fish, in aquariums. And I've heard, that people, they come, they choose which fish they want to eat. And these fish are just picked and put in the oil. So here it is, all right. Both the eater and who's cooking and who's maintaining, right? Kumbhi Pak. So, this is real, isn't it? Meaning people do this type of thing. Text 14. Yastviha Brahma Druksa Kala Sutra Samgyeke Narake Ayutayo Jana Parimandale Tamramahe Tapta Khale Uppariya Dhastad Agnyar Bhakabhyam Ati Tapyamane Bhiniveshitah Shutpipasabhyam Cha Dahyamanantar Bahi Sharira Aste Shete Chistate Vatisthati Varidhavati Cha Yavanti Pashu Romani Tavat Varsha Sahasrani. The killer of a Brahmana is put into the hell known as Kala Sutra, which has a circumference of 80,000 miles and which is made entirely of copper. Heated from below by fire and from above by the scorching sun, the copper surface of this planet is extremely hot. Like the desert areas, down it is hot sun, up is hot sun, right? Thus, the murderer of a Brahmana suffers from being burned both internally and externally. Internally, he's burning with hunger and thirst, so there's no water, right? You can't find water. So deliberately, that soul has been put in this place, even on earth. Internally, he's burning with hunger and thirst, and externally, he's burning from the scorching heat of the sun and the fire beneath the copper surface. Therefore, he sometimes lies down, sometimes sits, sometimes stands up, and sometimes runs here and there. He must suffer in this way for as many thousands of years as there are hairs on the body of an animal. Sometimes in my own room, it's so hot. Right in the night, it's so hot, and the mosquitoes are killing you, right? This is the hell, right? I'm also experiencing this hell, being locked in the room, no air, You can't open the door, mosquitoes will come in, right? You know, and if you put on the fan, then you catch cold. Then you switch off the fan, then the mosquitoes come and eat you up. You close the door and you're cooking inside. Exactly what's being described here, right? We also experience it, right? But we survive, and we expect the next summer to come, isn't it? Expect the next summer to come and go through the same, you know. Yes. So it's true, they don't die. The people who are going through this, they don't die, right? They just go through that experience. He must suffer in this way for as many thousands of years as there are hairs on the body of an animal. Hmm? This is just to impress upon us Varsha Sahasrani. Pashu Romani, hairs on the body of an animal. Tavat, that long, Varsha Sahasrani. You know, when you're suffering, it's like time doesn't end, right? When will that night end, right? When you're suffering, it's like time just stretches. So that's the idea here. Text 15. Yastvi havai nijaveda pathat anapadyapagatah pakhandam chopagatastamasi patravanam praveshya kashaya praharanti tatra hasav itastato dhavamana ubhayato dhareστalavanasi patreschidhyamana Sarvango hatosmiti paramaya vedanaya murchita pade pade nipatati swadharmaha pakhandanugatam phalam bhunte. If a person deviates from the path of the Vedas in the absence of an emergency, meaning that sometimes we may break a rule in case of emergency. But if there is no emergency, and just out of negligence, Veda, Patha, Anapadi, Appagataha, deviate. The servants of Yamraj put him into the hell called Asi Patravan, where they beat him with whips. So he doesn't follow the rules of Dharma. When he runs hither and thither, fleeing from the extreme pain on all sides, he runs into palm trees with leaves like sharpened swords. Thus injured all over his body and fainting at every step, he cries out, "Oh, what shall I do now? How shall I be saved?" This is how one suffers who deviates from the accepted religious principles. It's like sometimes people are going through a forest, right? And there are all those pine trees and all those cactuses, right? And they are cutting us. So what is our misfortune if we have to go through a forest like this? This is the hell. There is some reason why we are going through that path, how we are made to go through that path. I just saw one man, he wanted to go to America. So a travel agent, what he did, he told, "Give this much money, I'll make you go to America." So he made him go to Africa. No, I'll tell you the story. He made him go through Africa. All right, God knows through which jungle. Then they pushed him onto Europe and goes no through which hell. And then they put him through to Mexico. All right, and then they will make him climb God knows what to enter. And as soon as he jumped over, they were caught by the soldiers on the other side. And in between that, I don't know how many lakh of rupees he had to get from his family just to pay that travel agent. Okay, so this was described here. What is it that we have done, right? That fate right? We call it fate. Catch us. Because, I mean, so many people went straight to US, but this man had to go through so many hells, right? And even when he reached, immediately deported, right? Some reason for it is being described here.
So many people die.
Sorry?
So many people die on the way because of them like this.
Hmm.
ये
Hmm.
ट्रम्प ने कि जो इलीगल एंटर किए
Hmm.
उनको रिपोर्ट कर
Yeah,
दिया हम लोग पैसा दे देते हैं वहाँ से
you know. So anyway, so why this is happening is because of I'm just cut and all because that's what they had to go through, right? The hell that exists below Patalok is here on earth, right? So they had to go through all the, and why? Reason is given why. Hmm? Nija Veda Pathat Anapadi Apagataha Pakhandam Chupagatas Tam Asip Patravanam. So what he has done, this person, he has deviated from Vedic rules. Hmm? So somebody catches him and make him go through all this. Can you see like what happened? How this fate is becoming catching us. It's like message from Yamdut, right? Message from Yamdut is connected to the humans on earth. We've heard from the story of Duryodhan. Duryodhan, Duryodhan, he was humiliated by the Pandavas because the Pandavas he managed to send them in exile. And then he was gleeing over the whole thing, now let them suffer like this. So let's go and set up our party on the opposite side of where they are in the same forest. And we'll show them how we are, enjoying life. So poor Duryodhan, he got caught by one Gandharva. This Gandharva gave him such a thrashing. So news reached the Pandavas. The Pandavas came running. Same family, right? We can fight among ourselves. But when somebody else is giving pitai, then we come one family, right? So Duryodhan was so insulted that he wanted to commit suicide. He sat down in deep meditation. He gave up eating, gave up everything. He just sat down in deep meditation. So Karna's coming, trying to coax him out. This one, that one. Nobody could get him out of that mood. And Duryodhan was going down, 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 And suddenly, the Danavas started to communicate with him. That's why I'm saying the Danavas started to communicate with him and said, don't worry, we are going to enter your body and we will enter the body of all the Kurus, all the Kauravas. It's not going to be a fight between the Pandavas and you, it's going to be a fight between the Danavas and us. Because we have heard that the Devas have taken birth, right, as the Pandavas. So that this war will not be between humans. It's going to be between Devas and the Danavas. Right? And maybe I have said it before, all these cyber scandal that's happening, right? Just above, you read, no? Just above our atmosphere is what? The Yakshas, right? The Yakshas, so it's 100 yojanas, meaning only 800 miles. I don't know how high a plane can go. I don't know. And so the ghosts, the Yakshasas, they are just above our plane. So therefore they can temper, right? They enter into the minds of those operators, right? And that's how they're looting banks, they're looting this and that. It's not human beings actually, it's these yakshas that enter and make people do all this type of work. Here you are. Oh, it's one universe at the end of the day. Hmm? So blessings also. So when a great Atma is going, right, the devas, they enter, they inspire the pure devotees, and these devotees are going out. Same reverse. There's actually only one religious principle, dharman tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The only religious principle is to follow the orders of the Supreme Person Godhead. Unfortunately, especially in this age of Kali, everyone is an atheist. Okay, Prabhupada said, everyone is an atheist. People do not even believe in God. What to speak of following His words? The words Nija Veda Patha can also mean one's own set of religious principles. Formerly, there was only one Ved Path or set of religious principles. Now there are many. It doesn't matter which set of religious principles one follows, the only injunction is that he must follow them strictly. An atheist or Gnostic is one who doesn't believe in the Vedas. However, even if one takes up a different system of religion, according to this verse, he must follow the religious principles he has accepted. Whether one is a Hindu or a Mohammedan or a Christian, he should follow his own religious principles. However, if one concocts his own religious path within his mind, or if one follows no religious principles at all, he is punished in the hell known as Asipatravan. In other words, a human being must follow some religious principles. If he doesn't follow any religious principles, he is no better than an animal. As Kali Yuga advances, people are becoming godless and taking up so-called secularism. They do not know the punishment awaiting them in Asipatravan, as described in this verse. Text 16. Yastviha vairaja raja purusho raja purusho va adhanye dandam pranayati brahmaneva sharira dandam sapapiyan narake mutra sukara mukhe nipatati tatrati bale vinishpishyamana yathaivehekshu khandartha swarena swanayam kvachin murchititah kashmalam upagato yatheveha drishtadosha uparudhaha. It's like we don't even want to read these words, right? Dirt, right? I mean, how can that be true? But some people, they find there is nutrient in stool and therefore they eat stool. Human beings, right? Drink your own urine, right? There's nutrient. Yeah, that's the hell, right? In his next life, a sinful king or governmental representative who punishes an innocent person or who inflicts corporal punishment upon a brahmana is taken by the Yamdutas to the hell named Shukharamukha, where the most powerful assistants of Yamaraj crush him exactly as one crushes sugarcane to squeeze out the juice. The sinful living entity cries very pitiably and faints, just like an innocent man undergoing punishment. This is the result of punishing a faultless person. So we've heard, just saw this. Anyway, people come up with so many things, You say this one politician. So the sadhus wanted to release this cow protection, no? Stop this cow slaughter. So what she did, she just sent the army and then the soldiers and then and killed them. 5,000 sadhus. 5,000 sadhus. So many years back. Yeah? Yeah. Yes. 5,000 sadhus. And they were sadhus from all sampradaya who had gathered. So that politician, she died on Gopastami day itself. She was cursed. So now we know where she's gone. Right? An atheist. Actually atheist. So here, a sinful king or governmental representative who punish an innocent person, or who inflicts corporal punishment upon a brahmana, is taken by the Yamdutas to the hell named Shukhara Mukha, where the most powerful assistants of Yamaraj crush him exactly as one crushes sugarcane to squeeze out the juice. You know, now we have to replace, right? Or a sinful queen, right? Or a she government representative, right? And God, I saw, and I don't know what macabre we call this. It's, I think, Africa, you know, these queens, you know, those queen, the Rakshasis actually, you know, how they will just capture these innocent other women and drink their blood. The most cruel queens in Africa. So here you are, this is what happens to them. Even recently there was that Africa again, Kenya, that government, you know, what he did. He threw, either you obey him or he threw them to the crocodile. The dictator. So that's how so many of these people they ran away to UK. Emptied out Nairobi, Kenya. The history of the world, you believe it's just, you know, fake stories from Bhagavatam, right? So somebody is doing something and therefore there is a ready-made place for them. How can they do this? This is recorded in history, okay? And then I'm hearing, you know, I met in Ujjain actually. In Ujjain, I was in this clinic, you know. There the devotees and other people also came. Then, so I say, so many of you are in UK, they're all like Gujarati, they're Jain, Gujarati, whatever. They told us what was happening to them. So they ran away. So he has recorded, and what's the result of what happened to that king. So this is real. This is not fiction. This is not imagination, right? So the sinful living entity, so he's crushed, just like you crush sugarcane to squeeze out the juice. And remember again, all that suffering is happening in the subtle body, meaning you can't escape. If it was happening in the gross body, you die and it's over. But here you can't die because it's happening in the subtle body. Text 17. Yastriha vai bhutanam ishwaropakalpita vrittihinam avivikta para vyathanam swayam purushopakalpita vrittir vivikta para vyatho vyatham acharati sa paratrandha kupe tad abhidrohena nipatati tatra hasotai jantubhi pashumriga pakshi sharishri per mashaka yuka matkuna makshika dibhir ये के चाभिद्रुग्धस्ते सर्वतोभिद्रूयमानस् तमसि विहता निद्रा निर्वृत्तिर् अलब्धावस्थानः परिक्रमति यथा कुशूरेरिजीवः. By the engagement, oh my God, now let's listen to this, all of us. By the arrangement of the Supreme Lord, low-grade living beings like bugs and mosquitoes suck the blood of human beings and other animals. Such insignificant creatures are unaware that their bites are painful to the human being, right? We hate mosquitoes, right? However, first-class human beings, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, are developed in consciousness, and therefore they know how painful it is to be killed. A human being endowed with knowledge certainly commits sin if he kills or torments insignificant creatures who have no discrimination. A human being endowed with knowledge certainly commits sin if he kills or torments insignificant creatures who have no discrimination. The, a human being, the Supreme Lord punishes such a person by putting him into the hell known as Andhakoop, where he is attacked by all the birds and beasts, reptiles, mosquitoes, lice, worms, fleas, and any other creatures he tormented during his life. So everybody's gathered. Whoever he has tormented, everybody's gathered. You know, the cow, the cat, the dog, right? The chicken. So the sheep, they attack him from all sides, robbing him of the pleasure of sleep. The pleasure of sleep. So, you know, the biggest pleasure is I can sleep. You can't sleep peacefully, right? Tormented. Unable to rest, he constantly wanders about in the darkness. Thus, in Andhakupa, his suffering is just like that of a creature in the lower species. Now, you can read, I'm losing my voice.
Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Krishna Prabhupada. From this, sorry, from this very instructive verse, we learn that lower animals created by the laws of nature to disturb the human beings are not subjected to punishment because the human being has developed consciousness. However, he cannot do anything against the principle of Varna Ashram Dharma without being condemned. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Varna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhaga, 4.30. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Thus, all men should be divided into four classes: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, and they should act according to their ordained regulation. They cannot deviate from their prescribed rules and regulations. One of these states that they should never trouble any animals, even those that disturb human beings. Although a tiger is not sinful if he attacks another animal and eats its flesh, if a man with developed conscience does so, he must be punished. In other words, a human being who does not use his developed consciousness but instead acts like an animal surely undergoes punishment in many different hells.
So, no mosquito killing, all right? No mosquito killing. See, the instruction is given here. Huh? Given straight. Given straight. Instruction is given. Instruction is given. No mosquito killing. And so, mosquitoes, you know, what you do for mosquitoes?
For comfort, one incense comes.
Comfort.
Comfort, main comfort.
Hmm.
Good aroma.
Hmm.
Yes, we kill, मतलब they doesn't die, they hide anywhere, but
But
they don't bite us.
so now, when the incense is over,
But then
they
it's
come back.
okay. That time, by that time, we are in fast food. Let them bite us.
Text 18. यस्त्विहवा असंविभाज्य स्नतिः यत्किञ्चनोपनं तम् अनिर्मिता पञ्च यज्ञो वा यस्य संस्तुतः स परत्र कृमिभोजने नरकाधामे निपतति तत्र शतसहस्रयोजने कृमिकुण्डे कृमिभूतः स्वयं कृमिभिर् एवं भक्ष्यमाना कृमिभोजना यावत् तत् अप्रताप्रहुताद् निर्वेशम् आत्मनं यथा यत्ये. Okay, so this creamy was that creamy, right? Worms. A person is considered no better than a crow if after receiving some food he doesn't divide it among guests, old men and children, but simply eats it himself, or if he eats without performing the 5 kinds of sacrifice. After death, he is put into the most abominable hell, known as Krimi Bhojan. In that hell is a lake 100,000 yojanas, 800,000 miles wide, and filled with worms. He becomes a worm in that lake and feeds on other worms there who also feed on him. Unless he atones for his actions before his death, such a sinful man remains in the hellish lake of Krimi Bhojan. Krimi Bhojan. For as many years as there are yojanas in the width of the lake. Distributing food. So anyway, this is one thing that we see among the Indians, right? Wherever they always, they always give. Wherever you are, you're on the train, you're here, there. Before eating, you always offer. They distribute. It's something, culture. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.13. But the new generation, these girls, sorry I'm saying, I have personal experience, the new girls, they're so used to just eating from the market, all right, or having servants. When you come, they may not offer you anything. They may not offer, they forget. They're just so used to eating from, they just don't realize and worry that they should offer something. Very, very dangerous, I mean, like your generation, what I have seen, the culture, the habits, it's completely different now. Very, very different. Even girls who have been in this group here. It's very risky. Very, very risky. Not able to host. We shouldn't be afraid to host. So, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.13, यज्ञ शिष्टाशिन संतो मुचन्ते सर्वकिल विषय भुंजते ते गहम पाप या पचन्ति आत्मा कारणात्. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is first offered for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. All food is given to us to the Supreme by the Supreme Person Godhead. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kamam. The Lord supplies everyone with the necessities of life. Therefore, we should acknowledge His mercy by performing yajna, sacrifice. This is the duty of everyone. Indeed, the sole purpose of life is to perform yajna. According to Krishna, BG 3.9, Yagyartat karmano nyatra rupoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work binds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain unattached and free from bondage. If we do not perform yajna and distribute prasad to others, our lives are condemned. Only after performing yajna and distributing the prasad to all dependent, children, brahmanas, and old men, should one eat. Actually, women also come in this category. Women, children, brahmanas, old men. Only then should one eat. However, one who cooks only for himself or his family is condemned, along with everyone he feeds. After death, he is put into the hell known as Krimi Bhojan. So, anyway, we have said sufficient on this. यस्त्विहा वैस्तिनेहेन बलात् रत्नादिनि ब्रह्मणस्य वपाहारत्यान्यस्य वानपति पुरुषस्तम् अमुत्र राजन्यमपुरुष अयस्मयेरग्निपिण्डेः सन्दंस्ये त्वचि निष्कुशन्ति. My dear king, a person who is in the absence of an emergency. So again says absence of emergency, meaning rule can be broken in time of emergency. Robs a brahmana or indeed anyone else of his gems and gold, is put into a hell known as Sandamsha. There his skin is torn and separated by red-hot iron balls and tongues. In this way his entire body is cut to pieces. Right? I mean, we have to be extremely careful. People come to the temple and they steal. Right? They come to the temple, they steal. Right? Like I saw somebody send one video of, South Indian, those deities of Vishnu. I don't know, they were trying to measure the worth of that deity. Right? Pure gold, I don't know how many karat gold. And then, all those gems, etc., etc. That's why India got looted, right? Isn't it? So here you see where they went. Now, the worst thing is that they put that mentality into the mind of the people. Therefore, without hesitation, even those who worship this deity, they become thieves. Right? It's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, we read it before that if you donate some land, in 11th canto, you donate some land for a temple or something, right? And you again take it back, right? So it describes what happens to you, 11th canto, right? So that's why we are suffering. Why our lifespan is decreasing? Why so many diseases? A child is getting cancer, tumor, brain stroke, right? Well, we wonder why, right? Why we are not having proper food? We have to buy water these days, right? Every single river is polluted. At the age of 45, an average person cannot walk, isn't it? These are all result of sinful activities. The punishment is coming. You think it's just happening by chance? Here we are seeing, right? The agents of Yamaraj is sending all types of punishment. Either on earth or it's already happening down in hell, but it is happening right here. Right? People are committing suicide. You get possessed. Right? then you commit suicide. You have to be mad to commit suicide. I just heard one lecture this morning. Prabhupada is saying that, what do you do with your old people? Mercy, termination of life, right? Mercy killing, meaning you're an old man. Now what do you do when you're useless? So kill them old men. Hmm? Mercy killing. Because we've done it. Why are we getting poisoned, right? We've done it. Right? That all this chemo that we are taking is poison that they insert in your body. You poison somebody. So that poison is coming in your body now. Right? So this is not, fairy tales. Not fairy tales, but hell tales. Because you're experiencing it right here. All right. I don't know if you want to continue to read, but this is sufficient dose for today. Enough. Enough. Anyway, it's a short chapter.
40 shows.
Yeah,
We have done 20.
we have 20.
Half
Half, and we are full.
half the way, but mind full.
Hare Krishna.